Morning children, today we will study about the formal credit and informal credit. Formal sector's credit in India. The formal sector comprises of banks and cooperative societies. So all the cooperative societies and the banks come under the formal sector. Means it is totally governed by the government. So formal sector is governed by the government while the informal sector is not governed by the government. The Reserve Bank of India supervises the functioning of the formal sources of income. So all these banks and cooperative society are governed by the Reserve Bank of India, RBI, famously known as RBI of India. For instance, we see that the banks maintain a minimum cash balance out of the deposit they receive. We have studied that the bank have to maintain the minimum cash balance so that whenever the people will come to take the money from the bank will be able to give the money, and the other money they have to give in the form of loans to the businessman. So this rate of CRR, cash reserve ratio, is basically minimum cash balance rate is maintained by the RBI. RBI says that every bank should maintain this much percentage of money in their cash in their bank, so the bank have to maintain this much amount of cash. So we can see that RBI controls all the formal sectors organization. The RBI monitors that the bank actually maintain the cash balance. Second, similarly the RBI sees that the banks give loan not just to the profit making business and traders but also to the small cultivators, small scale industries, to small borrowers, etc. So RBI also sees that the bank should not give only the loans to the big and the small businessman but also to the farmers, small businessmen and other small people. This is also governed by the bank. Periodically, bank have to submit information to the RBI on how much they are lending to whom and to what. So periodically all the banks have to submit a document or information to the RBI that to whom they are lending, on what terms and conditions they are lending, and how much they are lending to the borrowers. So these are all about the formal sector. Now informal sector. Informal sector basically consists of money lenders, traders, employees, friends, relatives, merchants and landlords. There is no organization. So whenever we take the money from our friends, from the employees, from our relatives or from the money lenders, then that is called the informal source of credit. There is no organization which supervises the credit activity. There is no organization like RBI or others who organizes the credit or loan activities. They can lend at whatever interest and terms they wish. So the friends, the relatives, the money lenders, the trader, they can take any interest rate from you and also on any terms, because it is not governed by any organization like RBI. The informal lender usually charge a very high rate. They charge a very high rate. The high cost of borrowing often detrimental to the borrower. The high rate is so much that the borrower throughout their life remains in the debt trap and they are never able to pay the money to the money lender. When many people are too poor to qualify the requirements of creditworthiness of the banks. Many people are not qualified enough to take the loan from the bank or from the cooperative society. There are many others who may have enough document, who may not have enough documents. Many of the poor people do not have enough documents or the collaterals on which the banks give the loan, that is the income certificate or the residential certificate. Such people are usually at the mercy of the informal lenders. That type of people, they basically go to the informal lenders. Most loans from the informal lenders carry a very high interest rate and have other stringent conditions. So most of the loan taken in the informal sector is basically high interest rate is there and terms and conditions are also very tough. They do very little for the benefit of the borrowers. Thus, it is necessary that the banks and cooperatives increase their lending, particularly in the rural areas. Thus, it is the responsibility of the government and the banks to increase their lending in the village or the rural areas, so that the dependence on the informal sector will be very, very less. While formal sector loans need to expand, it is also necessary that everyone receive these loans. So formal sector should expand their loans to the village area and see that everyone should receive the loan, whether he is a rich or a poor. It is important that the process and the requirement for availing farmer credit should be made accommodative. So farmer credit should be made easy, and it should be such that even the poor can also get the loans. So these types of rules and regulations should be made by the government. Today only this much. Thank you.